All right, welcome back to Ready, Set, Jets. This is a breakdown of the Jets press conferences. Jay Fiedler's here to provide some context for us, and we're back to Zach Wilson here. Zach was asked by the New York Post's Brian Costello if there was any truth to the report that Zach was reluctant to become starter again.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love the guys in this locker room, and I would do anything. And I think anytime you have an opportunity to step on this field, you need to take advantage of it.
Did you feel the need to address the team at all about that? Because that report kind of was widespread on Monday.
No, I don't think so. And I think more than anything, I've had support from those guys through this entire process. I think guys understand where we're at right now, and I've had backing, since day one, and that's why I love this team so much. And, they understand the struggles we've been going through, and I think there can be a lot of respect shown to just keep fighting from everybody, and we're all going through the same things.
Is it possible you maybe in a conversation with someone in the building made an offhand comment that could have been construed as you being reluctant?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I believe, for whatever reason, that when things go bad like this. But I know this locker room and me have a great relationship, and I've never once said that to anybody in this locker room that I wouldn't want to play. And so that's why I think we have such a good backing is everybody knows I care about this team. Everyone knows I'm going to do everything I can for the guys in this locker room, no matter the situation.
All right, so Zach didn't exactly call out the report as made up. He just said he never said it, and maybe somebody out there is trying to stir the pot, but he wants to take the reins of this team. And let's be honest, Jay, no teammate even questioned his desire. But considering how hard it is to become a starting quarterback in the NFL, is it unimaginable to believe that a kid would want to decline that role of QB1?
Yeah, certainly. Anytime you have a chance to get the ball and get out on the field and prove yourself, prove the doubters wrong that have been doubting you for the last 2-3 years. That's a great opportunity for Zach. Coach Saleh came out. He said, "This team is yours for the rest of the season now." And there's no short leash. There's no looking over your shoulder anymore. He could go out there and feel comfortable that this is his team. And when things happen, you get pulled. You could show frustration. There's some frustration there, and that I'm sure was apparent. And maybe that was misconstrued somewhere along the line. But in the locker room, if a guy's coming in and he's reluctant to play, he's not going to put the effort in. He's not going to put the time in. Zach Wilson over the last few weeks being relegated to number 3 spot. I'm sure his teammates saw him coming in and preparing and getting ready and preparing as if he was the starter. And that's what you want to see from your teammates. And you could show frustration, but as long as you put that work in, your teammates know that you're there for them.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think there is a good chance that Zach Wilson has always been the guy that is going to give them the best chance to win. That this benching was less to do with his work ethic or his results than maybe he just needed a couple of weeks to kind of take a break and to just relieve a little stress or relieve a little tension. But here we are once again. Zach is back as the starting quarterback, and now he's faced with more of these questions that are happening off the field. But he does have another big opportunity in front of him. And when we come back, we'll hear if he's focused on the future with the Jets or in the NFL. That's next on Ready, Set, Jets. All right, so after sitting a couple of weeks, Zach Wilson is now back as the starter. Connor Hughes of SNY asked Zach if he was ticked off and if he had a chip in his shoulder about his benching and returning to starter, how it transpired, and if he can use those emotions positively.
I think it's a mix of both. Like I said to you guys, I'm going to have more fun than I've ever had in a professional way. At the same time, of course, there's a chip of just feeling like I need to prove something, feeling like this team needs to prove something, this offense needs to prove something. And I think it can be constructive, just like you said. I think everyone wants to show that, and I think the offense has that mindset. It doesn't matter where we're at right now as a team, but it all matters about how we finish and how we approach this next week. And so the same thing goes with me too, making sure I handle it all the right way. And yes, having a chip on my shoulder, but trying to enjoy it at the same time.
Do you view these final 5 weeks as an audition in a way to show that you are a starting quarterback in the NFL and should be a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think anytime you have an opportunity, you're putting on for every team in the league, whether that's here in New York or anywhere. I mean, it's not my option to choose what happens, right? But I do have the opportunity to control what happens on the field, at least from my play and my decision making. And so, I really think the focus is just going out there and playing the best I can. I don't think I need to think of it as, oh, if I do this, then maybe someone will give me a chance or maybe the Jets will keep. It doesn't matter, it really doesn't. I'm out there to help this team win.
You know what's crazy, Jay, is if not for this story, he would have come back to MetLife Stadium to a crowd that would be cheering his name after what we saw the last couple of weeks. But here we are. Look, we are in the spotlight of New York. And in the spotlight of New York, everything is amplified, the highs, the lows. So you can either try to block that out and put yourself in a bubble or use that as fuel. Did you get a sense from his response which way he's approaching this?
Yeah, I think he definitely, he mentioned it a couple of times. He has a chip on his shoulder. So, I think he is using that as a little bit of fuel, a little motivation for himself to go out and prove the doubters wrong and, prove that it wasn't him that was the issue with the offense, and that he has a chance to go out now and turn this offense around and, put some points on the board, score some touchdowns that they haven't been able to do all season. He got pulled for a reason. They needed a spark. They needed to try something else. They were, the playoff picture was kind of getting away from them at the time that he got pulled. And, now they kind of realize that, hey, Zach does give us our best chance, and what he does with the football and the playmaking ability that he has out of the pocket, is something that can spark this offense and get it going again.
Well, they will have him back as they try to snap a 5-game losing streak. Jay and I are going to be back to break it down on Jets Late Night on Sunday night. Of course, Otis Livingston's with the players, but every week we will be here to break down the press conferences on Ready, Set, Jets. See you next week. Enjoy the game.